why planning is so important. Why to plan your trip is better than just go like that and expect something nice to happen. Well, you know my opinion, preparation is the key to success. Anything else is just gambling with your own luck. This is what I think. Thank you very much. I don't know what is happening. Some issues to start the stream, then some issues with the microphone. The audio disappeared, so I needed to stop it and start it again. I hope the rest of the guys that were here will come again. So let's wait a couple of minutes. How are you anyway, Alexander? Where are you from? I think that you were here before, but maybe not, maybe a new person. Before that, they said that it was some kind of crackling sound. Poland. You were here twice, okay. Now is the third time. All right. So, Alexander, let's wait a couple of minutes for the rest of the guys, and then we can start the stream. I hope that they will come. Anyway, the topic is going to be why planning is so important and why it's much better than to travel just like that. And I have a lot of things to cover here on the left side. And I will do it, but just after a few minutes. Big D. Okay. Now it's better, yeah? Alright. I'm really sorry about this, guys. I don't know what is happening. Some kind of glitch in my computer system or in YouTube system. I don't know. First, it was not letting me to start the stream. Then I started the stream. Hi, Pete. Is everything alright on your side, Pete? Audio, video? Yes, I said at the beginning it was not letting me to start the stream. Then when I started the stream, the audio disappeared or something happening. So I don't know what is happening, guys. As I said, it's maybe a problem in my PC, my computer, or with the YouTube system. I don't know. Connections looks good now. I hope that we'll be able to do the stream. I'm expecting for Richard, because Richard actually gave me the idea of this stream, why planning is so important. So let's wait a couple of minutes more for Richard, and then we can start talking about everything that I have prepared here on the left side. I have a list of things that I would like to share with you guys. We have some cold and rainy days here in Varna. It is around 2-3 degrees, not really nice for motorcycling, but anyway, I was busy here with the videos and stuff like that, so I cannot complain at all. No, Alexander, no, I canceled this trip because it will be I won't be enough to prepare 2 trips this year. If I go now to Africa, I will waste a lot of money over there. Not that much, but the money that I'm gonna need for South America, so now I'll stay here and wait until the end of the year. I'll try to save as maximum as possible money. I hope that I will have some sponsors for my South America trip. But anyway, I have to be ready with the money if I cannot find sponsors. That's why I prefer not to go to Africa now. I will go probably next year and will try to make it a little bit different. For example, maybe to ship the motorcycle to South Africa, and then from South Africa start to go north up to Kenya and Tanzania, as I planned earlier. So it will be a little bit longer and better trip, at least to see a big chunk from Africa instead of going only to Tanzania, spend a month there and go back. So we'll see how it's going. But first, now priority number 1 is South America in December. And that's why I prefer to cancel this trip and do it when I have a better possibilities. Guys, is everything alright? The audio and video still alright? If yes, I'm gonna start after a few minutes. Unfortunately, Richard is not here. He probably lost the connection and now cannot get it again. Still good. Alright. I sent again the new links, but he's not here. Anyway, I wanted to wait because he suggested this stream, but If he's not here, nothing I can do about it. Alright guys, let's start now. Why planning is so important? Why to plan your trip is better than just go like that and expect something nice to happen. Well, you know my opinion, preparation is the key to success. Anything else is just gambling with your own luck. This is what I think. Without a preparation, you will gamble. You don't know what will happen. You don't have any control on the trip at all. From the beginning until the end, you don't know what will happen. And if you plan to make this in the name of adventure, I'll say that the adventure will find you one way or another. You don't need to look for adventure. I respect people that say it, that they travel without any plans. I don't think that is even possible, but how? How you can travel without any plans? If you don't have plans, you will run out of petrol, your petrol will finish, and you'll stop on the road, because you did not plan where to refill your petrol tank. It doesn't matter how big is your tank, 5 liters, 15 liters, 25 or 30 or 40 liters, on some stage it will finish. And if you know where is the next petrol station, it is already a plan. So if you don't have any plan, you will run out of petrol, you will run out of food, because if you don't know where you can eat. Oh, Richard, finally, I'm really sorry, Richard, about the interruption and all of this. I hope that now everything is all right. Okay, you said it's all right. So Richard, this stream is on your request. Thank you very much. I a little bit changed the name because, you know, English is not my mother tongue and I don't really understand exact name that you wrote here. So I prefer to be why planning is so important. So I just started, Richard, but nothing major. In my opinion, preparation is the key to success. Anything else is just gambling with your own luck. In my opinion, you cannot really travel without any plans, but I still respect people that at least they say that they travel without any plans. If you don't have any plans, you will run out of petrol, you will run out of food. What about accommodation? Where you're gonna sleep? You're honored. No, it's my pleasure, Richard, my pleasure. So if you don't have any plans where you're gonna sleep, how you can do it? For example, you go to the direction that your eyes are seeing at the moment, and after 20, 30 or 50 or 200 kilometers, your petrol is finished. So you don't know where is the next petrol station, so you'll stop on the road. Okay, maybe you have a lot of petrol to carry until the night, but where are you gonna sleep if you don't have any plans? Maybe you have your tent, all right, but what you gonna eat? Yeah, maybe you have the food with you as well, but even if you have 20 kilograms of food, on some stage it will finish. So in my opinion, it is impossible to travel with any plans, even though some people still say that, no, I travel without any plans, I prefer it this way, it is more adventurous, or blah, 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 whatever. So in my opinion, you cannot really travel without any plans, because you will run out of petrol, food, accommodation. What about the spare parts that you need? What about the maintenance that you have to do on your motorcycle? In my opinion, without a plan, you can do only a short local trips where you know everything in your area. So if you decide, I also do it here, but in my area, just start from home without any plans, and I'm changing my directions while I travel, but I know all the roads in the area, all directions, I know where I can find petrol, I know where I can eat, where I can meet people and stuff like that. So I don't really have plans, but I'm just riding around. So it is possible if you do it locally. But to say that you can go on the trip for 10 days or even 5 days without any plans, it's just impossible in my opinion. For a couple of hours, maybe days, but that's it. And only if you travel in the area that is familiar to you, around your home or at least in your country. So you can have a basic orientation where is everything and where you can find help, petrol, food or accommodation if you need it. But to travel, for example, without any plans abroad, to say that you can travel abroad without any plans, I'm really sorry, but this is unserious at all. You can't do it. What about the borders? If you travel without any plan, how are you going to reach the border? yeah, I know where is the border and I know that this border is open and I can be there, let's say later in the evening. This is already a plan, my friend. If you plan that you'll be at the evening on the border and you know that you'll be on the border that is on between this and this country, this is already a plan. So it's physically impossible to travel without any plans. Anyway, what about your visas? What about documents? If you prepare your visa for the country that you plan to visit, or you already got your international passport, this is already a plan. It's the same with directions. So let me give you one example. How I can reach Magadan if I never made any plans? How I can do it? Is it even possible? Just take the bike and go. But where? In what direction? Go through Ukraine or go through Europe or go through Turkey? I should have some kind of plan at least. Because Magadan is not 2 kilometers away, it is not 20 kilometers away, it is not 2,000 kilometers away, it is 20,000 kilometers away. So you cannot travel 20,000 kilometers or even 2,000 kilometers without any plans. The maximum that you can cover without any plans is the limitation of your petrol tank. If you are able with your motorcycle to have 3, 4 or 500 kilometers, that's everything that you can travel without any plans. After that, you need to plan refueling, otherwise you'll stop on the road. So in my case, just to take the bike and go, but where? I should have a plan from what border, from what direction, what I'm gonna need and stuff like that. So when I know the kilometers, and I knew the kilometers to Magadan, 20,000 kilometers, this will give me the information how much time I'm going to need, how much petrol I'm going to need, how many hotels I have to pay, and how many times I have to eat, at least a basic calculation. Also, I will know the maintenance that I have to do on this trip based on the kilometers and the time that I have to spend there. I will have a basic idea what kind of spare parts I might need. Also, what kind of tires, oils, filters, anything. And this is how I planned my budget. Unless you're some kind of bored millionaire who has unlimited budget, golden credit cards, you can allow yourself to travel without any plans. But again, as I said, even if you have all of this, if you have a millions if the money are not a problem at all, if you have free time without any problems, then you still need to know where is the next petrol station to refill or where you can eat and where you can sleep. So just to conclude everything, travel without any plans, in my opinion, is not possible at all. So when I'm saying plans, you don't need to make a strict day-by-day plan or to know where you will be on every hour, but at least an idea of where and how long you're going to travel. At least this. So that's why some people said, I prefer to travel without any plans, because they think that when I'm talking about plans, I have a list like the one that I have on the computer, and it says 10:30 you should be on this border, on 10:40 you'll have a coffee, 12:30 you have to stop for lunch. Who is talking about this type of plans? We're not going on some kind of business meeting to make these plans. No, when I'm talking about plans, I'm talking about basic plan. To have a map, paper map or GPS map or something, how the trip is going to be executed, to have the basic points that you would like to cover on your trip, to have a basic idea how long it's going to take, how many kilometers or stuff like that. So I don't need to be a strict plan day by day, hour by hour. Especially when you have a limited time, it is very important to have a plan, because most of people have got, let's say, 2 weeks or 20 days holiday or 1 month holiday per year. So when you have 2 weeks holiday, how are you going to start your plan without any, how are you going to start your trip without any plans? You will waste your time everywhere. If you don't have plans, you will have a lot of pointless kilometers because you're traveling without plan, and then you realize that you need something here, so you'll go back. You'll backtrack 20 kilometers, and then you'll say, nah, I want to go to another place, another 20 kilometers this direction. So finally you'll make so many kilometers without seeing anything. Especially when you have this limited time, you need a plan definitely 100%, 300% even. Okay, everything that I said, it becomes obvious that we need a plan, right? It is obvious. Once again, I don't believe that anyone could travel without any plans unless the trip or the journey is made locally around your area for a couple of hours or maximum couple of days. That's it. Let's now see what the plan will give you. What are the pros or what are the benefits of good plan? Number one, they are actually not in a specific order, and each one of the points that I'm going to list here are equally important, so you don't need to follow any orders, just one after another, whatever. But what the good plan will give you? First is going to be the possibility to finish your trip. Once again, if you have a basic idea about your trip, if you have a basic idea about the time, the kilometers, the spare parts, everything that you're gonna need, you already have a big chances or possibility to finish the trip. If you don't know anything about the journey that is about to come, you don't know even is it possible to make it or not. This is my simple logic, and I hope that you understand that now. So first, the possibility to finish your trip. Then is the chance to adapt to your free time. I already explained you. If you have only 2 weeks time, the plan will give you the chance to plan these 2 weeks as you want it, to adapt it to your free time, to your needs, to see the places that you would like to see, to write on the places that you would like to write, to stop on the places that you need to stop, or to have your own rhythm or peace, whatever you want to name it. So, and then is the next one. It will increase the chances of making trouble-free trip. Because once again, if you know the kilometers, if you know the regions, if you know the weather conditions, you can predict everything in advance. You can prepare your motorcycle in advance for the specific conditions. You can change a specific parts. You can make it lighter or heavier, whatever it's need to be. If you know all of this, you will increase the chances of making a trouble-free trip, because you will make a good maintenance in advance, as I always suggested. Then you, for example, because of the plan you have, you know that you're going to have a very hard terrain, let's say 500 or 1000 kilometers with dirt tracks. You'll prepare your motorcycle for this hard terrain because you have a plan. You know where you're going, and you can predict most of the problems in advance and fix it before you even start the journey. And then the next one, it will minimize the risk. A good plan in advance will minimize the risk. Let me explain a little bit more. Exactly what I said just a few minutes ago. If you know that you're going to a risky part, you'll make your motorcycle as light as possible. You'll have, for example, a proper tires for this kind of trip, or a specific tools that you might need it. If you remember, a few months ago, I told you that if you plan to go to Magadan, I'll suggest you go with at least 2 sets of spare tubes, for example. This will make the trip easy. It will minimize the risk to stuck somewhere without tubes, for example. But all of this is because of the plan. I hope that you're with me, guys. You follow the idea what I'm talking about. Then it will help you to prepare yourself and the bike better. If you know that you're going to have a hard trip, it will require a lot of stamina. You need to cover a lot of kilometers, so you need to work a little bit on your body. You have to practice more riding your motorcycle. If you're a little obese, maybe you can drop some weight to get on shape, to be ready. And then all of this will help you. All of this will help you to prepare yourself, and as I said just a few minutes ago, to prepare the bike as well. Now, when I knew that I'm going to such a long trip, I prepared the bike with everything that I need. I made the maintenance in advance. I organized the logistic. I sent tires to wait ahead of me. I knew where I can change the oil, what I can do around the road. All this is very, very important if you want to complete the trip successfully. And let me touch a little bit more on this maintenance before and during the trip. So again, it is part of the plan, part of the preparation that you can call it preparation, or you can call it plan, or whatever. But it is important. maintenance before and maintenance during the trip. You can't do it without any plan. Then spare parts. When you know how long is going to be your journey, you will know what kind of spare parts you will need. Now, for example, on my last trip, I needed 4 sets of rear brake pads. And I have another one front brake pads as well, sets of brake pads. I have everything that I need because I have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you won't have any spare parts because you don't know what you might need, because you don't know where you're going or how long is the trip. And then tires, oils, filters, I already explained it to you. I ordered and organized the logistic of the tires when I was still in Bulgaria. It was in my plans. I contact the guys from Novosibirsk, they ordered the tires for me. So when I finally reached Novosibirsk, the tires were there. I was able to change it and continue my trip trouble-free or without any problems because the tires were there for me. Then when I reached Magadan, I contact again the guys from Novosibirsk. They order another set of tires to wait for me. And then I can go there and change the tires. All of this is part of the preparation. And as I said just a few minutes ago, get on shape if it's necessary. If it's necessary. Now, in my case, I'm riding motorcycles for many years. I ride here almost every day. I'm on a good shape, I will say. So it was not a problem for me. I didn't need to make something extra or to train my body or to do extra exercise to prepare my body for Magadan. But for some people who never done such a long trip, it might be necessary, and it is also part of a good plan in advance. And then also you will be able to see more for the same or even less time and kilometers. What I said just a few minutes ago, if you have a good plan in advance, you can plan your route carefully and have less kilometers and see more. Because as I said, as I explained earlier, if you go on zigzag like that, or if you always backtrack your tracks or going to the direction that there is nothing over there, you'll spend so many kilometers without seeing anything. But if you have a plan, you can make your routes in advance and you will cover more kilometers. You will cover less kilometers, but you'll see more attractions or whatever you want to plan to see, or you'll have more rides that you would like to have. And you'll spend less money for petrol and you'll spend less time for riding. All of this is very important, especially if your time is limited. And the final point that I would like to touch is that it will make the trip much easier, because a good preparation in advance will eliminate 90% of the possible problems that you might have on the road. Not only technical problems, health problems, government problems, problems with police, problems with motorcycle, anything could be predicted in advance. Not absolutely everything, but a good plan in advance will eliminate 90% of the possible problems that you might have on the road. And there will be 10% left, but 10% we can consider as a part of the adventure. That's why, guys, I don't want to say that I'm a very good rider or I'm very clever or very experienced guy. You know, experience comes from the mistakes that we have made in the past, and we made mistakes because we don't have experience. Anyway, I don't want to say that I'm a very good rider or very experienced rider or I'm the best rider, but I always complete my trips because I always have a very good plan in advance, and I always try to predict all possible obstacles that I might hit on the road. And on some stage, if I see that something is going really in bad direction, I can just stop and change the direction, try to avoid the obstacle instead of going through the obstacle expecting some adventures. And this is why I always complete my trips. It doesn't matter how difficult or how long they are or how easy they are, whatever, but I always complete my trip so far. Even when I had the crash accident in Turkey in 2020, I completed that trip. After the accident, I've got another almost 15,000 kilometers with the bike that I crashed with 90 kilometers per hour on the highway. Because, guys, I always try to predict everything and always got a good plan in advance. The example that I gave you from Turkey, It was, I got a plan. After the accident, I need to stop, and because I needed like a week to recover from, my knee was hit badly, so I needed about a week to recover from my injury on the knee. So I used this week to make a new plan to see how it's going, to check once again the plan that I already got, and then I realized that with a little help from the locals that gave me the parts that I needed, I was able to continue and complete my trip. That's why, guys, in my opinion, plan is always better. So what are the pros of traveling without any plans? So before that, let me tell you that I cannot find any con of having a good plan in advance. I cannot find any con. If you know some negative sides or cons because of the plan, please let me know now. When I finish, let me know. I will be glad to hear it. Now, what are the pros of traveling without any plans? What are the pros? So far, everything that I listed are the cons that you're going to have if you travel without any plans. But what are the pros of traveling without any plans? None. Zero. Zero pros. Zero benefits of traveling without any plans. It will be an adventure. If you're that type of person that you're looking for adventure or problems, to solve the problems that you might have at home, I wish you only good luck. But in my opinion, there will be none, zero. If you know some benefits, please let me know. If you know the cons of traveling with plan, let me know. If you know the benefits of traveling without any plans, also be my guest and let me know. That's everything that I wanted to say, guys. Now I'll be glad to read your comments or to answer your questions or to share the opinions that you can have. Let me see what Alexander read. Yes, the less plan I have, the more speeding and chasing white rabbit I tend to do. Plans equal memories and better photos. Absolutely agree, Alexander. When you don't have plans, you're changing your opinion in every minute. You plan to ride with 80 kilometers per hour, but then suddenly decide I'll go with 120. When I have a plan, when I know that today I have to cover 300 kilometers, for me it's pointless to ride 120 and go there very early. What I'm going to do after that? That's why whatever you want to excuse yourself, but the plan will always be a safer part of the journey. Well, I forgot to mention this, but if you want to have a safe journey, make a plan. If you want to have a risky journey, go without any plans. So, you know my opinion that the best way to travel is to travel alone. If you have a good company, okay, maybe it's better with good company. So far, I cannot find a really so nice person that will travel without any problems, without anything for many days and many months. But if you travel in a big company, especially company that you don't know, it's like to travel without any plans, because the big company that are 3, 4, 5 or 10 people, you cannot really follow the plan. You have a plan, but each one of these individuals will have his own plans. I'm going to drink coffee now or have my cigarettes or go to the toilet, and will totally destroy the plan. It is the same like to travel without any plans, if you understand what I mean. Pete, the best plan to have is to make sure your money is there not just for the trip, but for your bills at home. This is also very important. If you cannot support your bills at home or your family at home, just don't go on the trip. This is not something that I will ever recommend to anyone. It is very important to know that while you're on the trip, the bills at home will still exist. You still need to pay your bills, your rent or your whatever bills, communals or whatever you have to pay. So it's very important, absolutely, Pete. So now, guys, if you want to add something, be my guest, go and do it. You know, many people will watch this stream after that. Just to let you know, until this moment, I was uploading these streams, edited streams, on Tuesday on my third channel, Motorcycle Adventures live streams. But now I'm gonna upload the edited stream on Saturday. So from this week, it will be on Saturdays. The live with you guys will be on Sunday, and then the edited version will be online on Saturday, the same week on Saturday, like 5 days later. This is what I decided yesterday, and this will be from today on the rest of the months or whatever. Richard, planning save me money. For example, avoid toll roads, finding cheap hotels. And absolutely, I cannot say it better, Richard. Thank you very much. You can avoid tolls, you can avoid expensive highways, you can avoid expensive hotels, food, anything. With the plan is so obvious that this is much better. I don't know. I cannot understand why some people still try to explain me that without any plans is better. Alexander, how about who had no time to see live and wanna watch Monday if possible? People who had no time and to see live and wanna watch it on Mondays if possible. Guys, no, because now the stream that I do with you guys, it's live at the moment, and once I finish this live stream, I delete it from the channel, because the idea is to have a people on live stream. Even if I leave it on the channel now, everyone who is coming after I finish will see it as a recorded stream. He cannot participate in the stream, if you understand what I mean. So the whole idea is to have this connection with you guys, to have these answers, questions, or to add something, to make this conversation. And once the conversation is finished, I'll stop the stream, delete it from the channel, and upload it, the edited version, on Saturday. And everyone who wants to see this stream without being a member or Patron, he can see it for free on Saturday. This is what I do at the moment, and this sounds more logical to me, or more, I don't know. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, good. Because as I said, the main idea is to be in the direct connection with you guys. At least this is what I can do for you as my channel members or patrons for such a long time. At least this is the minimum that I can give you back, my live presence, to answer your questions, to have this conversation from a distance, because everyone is in different part of the world, but to have this live conversation. After that, when it's not live anymore, there is no reason for me to keep it on the channel. Richard, by planning there is a less risk of missing something important, maybe never go there again. Yeah, this is another one point. It's very good, guys, that you add all of this, because I was thinking today the most important things, but you know, a few brains are always better than just one. Yeah, when you have a plan, you can follow your plan without missing any points. That's why, see now, guys, this is what I have here. This is the live stream that I do right now. Everything that I wrote down here, I knew all of this, but without the plan, without the script or the outlines that I've got here, I will miss some important moments. And even that I have got this script, which is like a plan, I miss some important moments that you just suggested, like Richard just said. You'll miss a lot of important points, and you might never go back again. Alexander, happened to me more than once. Even to me, even with plans, sometimes we just miss it, you know. So it's absolutely understandable. So as I said, guys, I cannot find any downsides or cons or negatives of having the plan. It's always pros, only pros. So that's why for me it's just not understandable why some people will still talking on this. Pete, another thing is you said was lose weight. If you're big, heavy and get in shape, you'll save a lot of fuel. Yes, absolutely. It's not only about the fuel. It's only about how you feel, how you will handle this trip. Because if you're big and heavy, if you're overweight, then it might be a problem when you start riding, you know, many hours on the saddle. You might have some health problems after that. A good preparation in advance will help you with all of this. My pleasure, Richard. My pleasure. My pleasure. As I said, this is the minimum that I can do for you guys. I hope that in the future I will find another way to pay my dues, if I can say it this way. But it's very easy for me when you suggest the topic, as Richard did it last week. This YouTube madness or game, whatever you want to name it, requires a lot of work, guys. A lot of work. It's not what people think it is. Even to write down these outlines here about the stream that I just did took me like 1.5 hours. If I need to find the topic, it will be even more. So it's nothing, it's just 2 pages, but 2 pages outline. When I'm writing a scripts from my videos, it takes anything between 4 and 8 hours. And I love this phrase when someone said, you're okay, you have this YouTube channel, you're just doing nothing, you just take your camera, press the button and recording and you get a lot of money. First of all, the money are not that many, not that much, and the amount of work that everyone needs to put on this is just huge. It's just beyond everyone's expectations. But anyway, as usual, thank you very much for supporting my channel. Thank you very much for being my Patreon channel members or whatever you are. I honestly, I don't have words what to say. When someone spent his or her hard-earned money just like that for you, it's touching you from inside. So I'm very, very thankful, guys. And thank you once again for coming, for being part of the stream. And as you know, this stream, it's not for me, it's not only for you, it will be for many people that will watch it after that. At the moment, the channel is still small, but even so, each one of these streams is it's got like between 300 and 500-600 views. But there will be even more in the future. So even if only 1 person or 2 people find important or useful information and improve their trips, it will be like a gift for me and for you guys. Subject: clothing and why only 3 days worth is needed. Multi-purpose use and layers, no big cases needed. This is a good topic, Richard. As last time, I'm gonna take this and we're gonna talk about the clothes and why only 3 days of clothes are enough to do the whole trip. Thank you very much, Richard. Good point. We're gonna discuss it. So the topic next week will be how much clothes actually you need on a long trip, something like that. Because many people got it wrong. They believe that if the trip is 3 days, you need three sets of clothes. If the trip is 7 days, you'll need seven sets of clothes. What about if the trip is 3 months? How much you gonna take? You'll need a truck to bring everything with you. Anyway, it's a good topic. Thank you very much, Richard. We're gonna have it next week. So once again, guys, thank you very much. I'll end it here. Have a wonderful week. I hope the weather will improve here to ride a little bit. And see you next week. Ciao.